friends, welcome back. Long time no see. Unless you watched Vlogmas, then we've actually been hanging out together for almost all of December. If you're new here, my name is Rachel, and today is January 2nd, so Happy New Year. We're gonna talk about all things yarn this year, do some reflecting on 2022 as far as yarn, crochet, knitting, all those things go. I actually have some notes here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I've got some statistics to talk about. Pete's in here working on editing a video right next to me, so if you hear any crunching, it's because he's eating chips and he's typing.
Hi, sorry, I'm eating Takis right now.
But anyways, I'm not real big on New Year's. I actually don't like New Year's at all. I really don't like fireworks. I don't like the loud noise. My dogs hate fireworks. It stresses them out, which I feel really bad for them when that happens. We were prepared with, anti-anxiety meds from the vet and all that sort of thing, but it only does so much. They're still really nervous. So I didn't do anything to celebrate, but it is a good time as sort of like a marker to, look back and reflect. That sort of thing. I do have some tentative goals for 2023. I don't really hold myself to anything. I try to make, knitting and crochet for me is just a hobby, and I'm really lucky that it's just a hobby and not a source of income. So I kind of just do what I want, and I have these ideas and goals and things that I want to do, but if I change my mind, not a big deal at all. But I did want to write those down. And let's jump right in to what I'm wearing. Actually, this is broadleaf. I finished it. I don't know if I can get the whole thing in frame. Let me step back here. So if you have watched any of my past videos, you saw I talked about this project a little bit on there, and some thoughts that I had on it, and I think I talked about, wasn't sure what I was going to do with the sleeves. I ended up just doing the contrast color for the sleeves. Let's talk about broadleaf. Okay, so broadleaf is a pattern by Wool & Pine, and it's a brioche pattern, and it uses fingering weight yarn, and the main color, which is this multicolor, I got dog hair on it everywhere. This multicolor fade yarn, that's the main color, and then the contrast color is the back. So the pattern actually comes with options to do a plain stockinette back or a brioche front and back, and I had planned to do that. This contrast color that I used the contrast color is supposed to be held double with mohair to get like a fuzzy halo effect. I could not get gauge. When I started this project, I struggled. I ended up going down 3 needle sizes for the brioche section, and I finally got gauge on that, going down 3 needle sizes and taking out the mohair. I couldn't use the mohair. So this yarn, the contrast color that I used, is a yarn from Tempe Yarn and Fiber, and I just want to say all of these details can be found in my Ravelry project page, which I will link down below. It's a yarn from Tempe Yarn and Fiber here in Arizona, and the yarn is dyed and sold exclusively there. It's dyed by the owner of the store. The brand is called, Delicious, and this colorway is, is it the colorway? I don't know, the colorway or like the type is Papago Park, and I'm probably saying that wrong. Names of places are pronounced strangely here, and I am always wrong on how to say them. But this is a 90% Targhee and 10% nylon blend, and it's more of a sport weight. So it says it's a fingering weight, but it's definitely a thick fingering weight. The contrast color is also a fingering weight, and there is a huge difference in size. The contrast color that I used is Cascade Heritage Waves, I believe. Like I said, all of those details the yarn details can be found in my Ravelry project page. So I made the size 4, which is for, I believe, a 42-inch bust. So now that it's finished, I kind of think that I didn't actually check my gauge again after I started. I'm really bad. Don't take that advice. So I probably was off because it is definitely, it's not snug, but it's not super loose. And I have a 36-inch bust, so with making it 42 inches, that I think it should fit a little bit bigger on me. But I don't really know. This is my first knit sweater, so I was kind of just winging it. And this was not the pattern to choose for my first knit sweater. It was rough. It was definitely a challenge. I was in the Love and Stitches membership at the time, and we were covering brioche for a section of that quarter. And so I did like a beginner project. I made a hat. I was like, this is easy. It's so fun. No increases or decreases, 2-color in the round, super easy. So for some reason I thought that because that was easy and because I enjoyed it so much, I should go to something like this, all increases and decreases. My first sweater, something flat. Oh my gosh. And I struggled to get gauge. Finally got gauge. I started knitting. I messed up and had to rip back 3 times. Finally, it occurred to me that I should be putting in a lifeline. So once I did that, I actually didn't make any mistakes after that, but it was so nice to know that I had that security and that I wasn't going to be up here and mess up and not know how to fix it and have to rip all the way back again. So I kind of, I started this, I don't even know where to begin or where to go from here. I started this project in May, so it was definitely a long time. I didn't work on it consistently that whole time because after I kept having to rip out, I was just getting so frustrated that I didn't want to work on it at all. But I also at the same time wanted the finished product. So that was really hard. Like a really tough decision. I mean, like if I was like, well, I don't really love the sweater, so I'm just going to rip it out. That would be an easy decision. But I did really love the sweater and I really wanted to wear it. So I kept going, I pushed through, I set it down for a long time and didn't think about it. Picked it back up a few months ago and decided to make it part of my 30 minutes of knitting every day to work on it little by little. And I saw huge progress once I started doing that. And it got to the point where I just really wanted to be done with it. And so I decided to just do the plain stockinette back, no more pattern front. Knitting is supposed to be enjoyable and relaxing, and I really just wanted to sit down and do mindless knitting while watching YouTube or Netflix all day. And I could not do that with this. I'm really proud that I finished it. I'm really glad that I finished it. I don't see myself doing a project that challenging again. And I don't want to discourage you from trying this pattern because it's a great pattern. It's very well written. They have great tutorials, videos that the pattern comes with to help you. I think it just wasn't right for me is all. It definitely requires lots of patience and focus. And maybe having made a sweater before trying this one. Just a plain sweater, at least do just a plain sweater. But anyways, I'm really happy that I finished it. I had a goal of finishing it by Christmas. I had several goals of deadlines that I wanted to finish it by, that I didn't meet any of them, but I wanted to finish it by Christmas to wear then. That didn't happen. I ended up finishing it like a few days later, I believe. But tomorrow was a really big day for me. I am starting a new job, and so that was my, backup plan, was like, let's finish it by then so that I can wear it for my first day of work. So I'm going to be working remotely from home. I don't know if I'll be even doing any video chats tomorrow or anything, but just in case, I'm going to have my nice new sweater on, and I'm really excited that it's done. Yay. Okay, what's next? So I do have another finished project, my Advent socks. So if you were watching Vlogmas with me, then you saw these, but this is a self-striping Advent yarn, Advent sock yarn from Freckled Whimsy. And they are beautiful. I'm so happy with how they turned out. So my contrast color is again from Tempe Yarn and Fiber, and it is the Delicious brand. I knit these using the Crazy Sock Ladies vanilla socks on DPN's pattern. This was my first time using DPN's, and I knit them 2 at a time, which was really nice because I knit one stripe every day for the month of December, and then I had a new pair of socks to wear on Christmas. and I love them. They are a bit loose. I definitely struggle with tension. I'm wondering if maybe I need to go down to a size 0 for knitting socks. I'm really not sure. I have knit socks. I knit one pair so far, doing a 3x1 rib on the whole sock, and that fits a lot better. It definitely like cinches in the fabric, but they still fit. I'll still wear them. I love them. I just washed them and kept them on the blockers just to show for the video, but I have worn them a couple times actually since I finished them. So that's finished, and then that's all that I have finished. I do probably have more projects going than what I'm going to show right now, but we'll just show these ones that I'm working on. These are my Halloween socks that I still haven't finished. And you're gonna have, if you're interested in this yarn, you're gonna have to, wait, maybe I've got the label in here. Do I? No, you're gonna have to go to Ravelry to see that, because I did not look up the name of the yarn dyer or the colorway. Oh wait, I think the yarn dyer is Candy Corn Yarns. I think, I don't remember. It's been so long since I've started these. So the first one is finished. This is the first one. And I'm almost done with the second one. I'm on the foot. I haven't added any of my markers, so I don't know how much more I need to do, but it's a beautiful yarn. So yeah, I started these back in October, and obviously did not finish them for Halloween, but I'm still working away on them. And then, okay, another project. This one is why is my mind blanking? The Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. So yes, that was over in October, and I never even got past clue 1. This is what we got. Now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm gonna change my mind about what I'm about to say. It's beautiful. I love these colors. It's a beautiful pattern. I've seen so many beautiful finished ones, but I have no desire to work on this. I know I said that I was gonna be filming a vlog about it and blah, blah, blah. It was my first West Knits Mystery Knit Along, and I was so excited, and this clue 1 is just taking forever to get through, and I haven't even touched it since before I left for my vacation to Hawaii, which was at the end of October. And I have no desire to touch it since then. So my plan is to rip it out. I love this yarn. This is my third color, so it was gonna be these colors. I think I really want this. I love this yarn, and I would really like for it to go to something that's going to bring me more joy. So my plan is to frog this, which is really hard for me to say because I do not like leaving things unfinished, and I do not like giving up. Even if I'm not enjoying it, I feel like I still have to push through, which shouldn't be that way. This is, like I said before, supposed to be enjoyable, fun, bringing me joy. This is not doing that. So my plan is to rip that out, put the yarn to good use, and I really want more sweaters. Now that I've finished this one, I'm loving wearing it, and I want to just knit all the sweaters now. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And actually, I cast on a new sweater yesterday. So got it in this giant bag, which is probably a bit overkill, but I love this bag. So this yarn, I have 4 different colors here. So I don't know that I can even show them all at once. Let's see this. It's a bit of, my idea here was to do a fade. Oh yeah, look at that. I got them all. Hopefully it's focused. Aren't they beautiful? I've had these colors. This was my birthday gift to myself back in 2021. So August of 2021, I got these, and I have not been able to decide what to do with them. I've been gone back and forth so many times. I knew I wanted to do a sweater, but this is what I have so far. Just the ribbing, just started. But then I thought, no, I don't like them together. Is 4 skeins of DK weight yarn even enough for a sweater? I think it is. there's a lot happening here. As I'm talking about all my projects, I'm like, wow, I'm kind of a chaotic knitter. Anyways, let's talk about the yarn first. So it is from Hickory Lane Fiber Co. And this is the only time I have ordered from this dyer. So the colorways are all, they were from her Frozen collection. I don't remember which is which, but this project is not on Ravelry yet, but I'm going to update that probably today. And then I did take a picture showing which one is which. So I have Fire Spirit, Into the Unknown, Love Out Loud, and Enchanted. I'm really excited about them. So what I'm doing here is I was going to buy a pattern. There's a pattern that I really wanted to do. I've gone back and forth. There was two actually that I really wanted to do, but then I couldn't decide between which one. And Pete was like, why don't you just make your own design? And I was like, it's not that easy. You have no idea. I am not a designer and I do not understand how any of that works. But then I remembered that I did actually buy a book. And let me see if I can bring it up and show you the book. Oh, wow, Sherman's very upset. Let's see. Let me see. It's in my books app, so I'm trying to see if I can show the cover. Well, maybe you can see it small. Let's see. Does that? It's that book. It's called The Sweater Workshop by Jacqueline Lee. And it says, you will learn to knit creative seam-free sweaters on your own with any yarn. So it basically has this little spreadsheet and it has tons of instructions. It has a sample in the beginning that you can knit to learn new techniques like buttonholes, color work, short rows. I didn't do any of that. It's kind of funny, as somebody who loves structure and rules and following instructions, I hate doing a gauge swatch and I always cheat on it, and that's probably why nothing I make ever fits. It's guaranteed why nothing I make ever fits. I guess not nothing. Some things do fit. Sometimes you get lucky. But I just skipped right through the book straight to the worksheet where it has you make a gauge swatch, which I did actually do, measure your gauge swatch, and then punch these numbers in, and it kind of like spits out a formula for you on how to make your own sweater. So I'm trying that. We'll see how it works out. If it doesn't, I will fall back to, I'll just make a decision on one of the two patterns that I wanted to make. One of them was a turtleneck sweater by Twin Stitches, and the reason I was hesitant to, or I really wanted to make that one, but I was short like 200 yards of yarn, I think, for the size that I wanted to make. Maybe it wasn't 200 yards. It was something where it's like, it's not that much yarn that I was short, and maybe I could just make the turtleneck part shorter, or maybe the dyer is just like factoring in extra just in case, so maybe I might have enough. But also, like, do I really want to risk it? Do I want to knit a whole sweater and run out of yarn, and when I'm almost done but not quite done enough to just leave it as is, you know? And I tried for like all last year, I tried to find another purple yarn that would go really well with those, and I just haven't been able to. It's interesting how colors are all so different and how they have to be like this specific shade in order to fit into this fade, you know? Because I have purple yarn, but none of them work with those. So that's where I'm at with that. Okay, so some goals for 2023 as far as things that I possibly want to make. I want to start, I was thinking the granny stripe blanket. If you follow Knitty Natty or watch her channel, she's been working on her granny stripe blanket for years now, I think. I think she said like 4 years, but this past Advent season, she used one of her Advent calendars and knit a stripe on it every day. And so that was really fun to follow along with. And I thought, what a good idea to use scraps of yarn. You know, you finish a project, you have a little bit left, add it to the blanket, and someday you have this big, beautiful blanket for your bed that's little pieces of all of the projects that you've made over the years. But I think what I want to do is a granny square blanket. So, you know, not making lots of granny squares and seaming them together, but like one big giant granny square. I don't know how that would work. Like if it would get to be too big, or, I mean, I guess you just stop when it's the right size, right? I don't know. I kind of want to experiment with that, because then I could use, if I have like leftover yarn from a project, I could use all of it up and then switch to the next color, instead of like trying to keep it organized to stripes, which is what I would feel like I would have to do if it was stripy. But so that's my plan. I want to start a scrappy fingering weight blanket, because I really want a blanket to throw over the back of the couch someday, or for the bed or anything, and I think it would be fun to use scraps. Also, I would like to make my niece Magnolia, her first birthday is in February, I would like to make her a little sweater with short sleeves, because it is hot in Hawaii, so like a t-shirt. I have the yarn for that. I have a total plan for that. I just am waiting. I need to remind my sister to measure Maggie, because I want to make sure that she can wear it now, but I want it to be a little bit big so that she can grow into it, because you know, I know that babies aren't always like true to size. Like she has been wearing size 2 t-shirts for a while, and she's not even 1 yet, so I can't really base it off of that. And I know that some clothes, like some brands, a 2T is way bigger than like other brands, so I need her measurements. Also, I would like to knit some socks for Pete. He's a little bit difficult because I shouldn't say difficult, but he doesn't want anything made out of wool. So I have to try to find some plant-based yarns for socks, which I know is hard when it comes to socks. There's not very many, so I just need to keep digging. But I do have some currently that has silk, which he also doesn't want, but he said he'd make an exception, so I can use that yarn for him. It's a silk nylon cotton blend, I think. So I want to knit him some socks. I've made him a crochet pair, but not knit, so I need to do that. And then I've been working on a cardigan for my mom for a long time now, and I really want to finish that up for her. I ran out of yarn, and I'm so close to being done, so I just need to get on it, order the yarn, and finish the cardigan, because I know she's gonna love it, and maybe I can do that this year before Mother's Day, because it was supposed to be a Mother's Day gift last year, and that didn't happen. And then, so every year I try to knit something for myself. Okay, not every year. I started this in 2021. I try to knit myself something to wear for my birthday. So in 2021, I crocheted my entire outfit. Shoes, purse, top, and overalls. It was so much fun. It was such a big project. And then last year, I waited until the very last minute before I decided that I was gonna try to make something. Oh, I got fuzz on my chapstick. I was gonna try to make something to wear on my birthday again, but I waited until like a week before my birthday, but I was able to do it. I made the Twisted t-shirt by Brianna Lupino of the Little Wolf Knits, and that was really fun. So I had that for last year, but this year I would like to make a dress, so I'm gonna definitely start early, or give myself more than 1 week. So I would like to make, this dress is by Courtney of Tinderbox, and it is her Piper dress. It's such a cute dress with pockets, so I'm really excited about that. So as soon as I can, I'm going to get the yarn for that and get started nice and early on that. That'll be a lot of fun, because also in August there is a fiber festival happening in Seattle, Washington called Flock Fiber Festival, and it's the first year, I believe, that it's being put on, and I really, really want to go. That is definitely a huge goal of mine. It's the weekend right after my birthday, and I'm turning 30 this year. That's a big birthday. My birthday, I always make a big deal out of my birthday, but 30 is a big one. So I feel like I'm gonna treat myself to a fiber festival. I've never been to a fiber festival before. I've always wanted to go to Washington, so that would just be the perfect birthday gift, I believe. I have to make that happen. So hopefully I will be able to wear my new dress to that fiber festival. Also, I have some big goals here. As I'm saying these, I'm realizing this is a lot. Brianna Lupino of the Little Wolf Knits is coming out with a new sweater pattern. It's in testing right now, and it's called the Bonfire Sweater. And it is like the sweater of my dreams. It is exactly the sweater that I have been looking for months now, and I have to make it. I'm so excited. I'm gonna try to use her yarn for it. I haven't ordered it yet. I know she just had a sale, but I just wasn't able to swing it then. So really excited for that to come out. And then I did have a goal of finishing. I have made handmade stockings for all of the dogs and Pete and I have one started for our little cat, and I had a goal of finishing it by Christmas, but I just decided that I didn't feel like working on it and wanted to work on other things. So this stocking is so quick. It's crochet, and I can make them in a day, a couple hours even, actually. I think I timed myself before and it took me 3 hours. So I just need to sit down and do it. I'm gonna try and do that ahead of time this year, not wait until December. That way next year we can hang hers up with the rest of ours. And I loved making these Advent socks so much this year that I really want to do it again next year. I'm definitely gonna look for more self-striping Advent yarn and do this again. I think this was the perfect project for me because it was totally manageable to just do a little bit every day, and within a month I just felt so happy to have a finished pair of socks. I really liked working on them both at the same time, so that was a lot of fun. Oh, I'm getting thirsty here, doing too much talking. I have to be careful though because I'm drinking tea and it's red and I really don't want to spill it on my sweater. Okay, so yeah, I loved the self-striping socks so much that I really want to look for more self-striping yarn just in general, not just for Advents. But that is all that I have jotted down for my 2023 make goals. I'm sure I will add, change, remove, maybe do none of those things. Maybe I'll change it all. We'll see as the year goes on. But let's talk about some statistics from 2022 because it was really fun to look at. And so this was the first year that I used Ravelry all year. I've had my Ravelry for longer, but I never really did anything with it. And then in 2021, I think I used it a little bit because that was the year that I took a knitting class and I learned to knit, and the teacher talked so much about how great Ravelry was. So that's when I started using it. And so Ravelry was really handy to look back. I actually was able to just tick a box and see which projects I finished in 2022, and it broke it all down for me, and then I just counted from there. So in 2022, I completed a total of 25 knit and crochet projects. 19 of those were knit. So my first year knitting, I only knit. I pretty much primarily knit. I've been crocheting for, I think I wrote it down. I think I've been crocheting, no, I didn't write it down. I've been crocheting for 12 years now. And so I think I was just really excited to learn something new with knitting, and I focused on that. Okay, so completed 25 projects, 19 of those were knit. 1 was Tunisian crochet, 5 were crochet. So of all of those, 11 were socks, 5 were hats, and 16 of those projects were for myself. Yeah, so that was fun to look at. Let's see, what else did I write down? Yeah, my biggest goal for 2022 was to change the way that I go about knitting and crocheting, because back in 2021, actually the whole time that I've been crocheting, I primarily made things for gifts, so for other people. I made mostly beanies and I gave most of them away. I hardly ever made anything for myself. In 2021, that was the year that I really picked up crochet and finally learned how to read a pattern and stuck with it consistently. It's always been something that I've picked up in the winter and put down for the rest of the year, and off and on for years until 2021. It was the first year that I really consistently stuck with it, and that was when my sister was pregnant with my nephew. So was that? I'm confused now. No, that was in 2020. So in 2020, I made a lot of things for my nephew Fisher, And then in 2021, I had a goal of making socks for my entire family for Christmas. What was I thinking? I made 14 pairs of socks. That 2020 I made stockings for everyone. I'm getting confused now. Okay, 2021 was the year of socks. By the end of it, I was so sick of making socks, and these were all crochet, that I just didn't want to crochet anymore after that. I was like stressed on deadlines, and I was like, this is not what it's supposed to be about. So I kind of for 2022, I tried to change my focus, make things for myself, and slow down. I wanted no deadline. I wanted no pressure of getting anything done. And I wanted to make things for myself, because I see all these things that I want to make and things that I want to wear. And it's like, oh, I'm living in colder weather now. I would really love to be wearing handmade sweaters, but I was spending so much time knitting and crocheting for other people that I wasn't getting to do that. And that's okay. I love making things for other people. It brings me a lot of joy, but I just wanted to take a break from it. And I definitely did that in 2022, and I'm proud of that. Yeah. So I think that the projects that I enjoyed the most, I wrote this down too. The ones that brought me probably the most joy, and maybe I'm just not remembering correctly, but off the top of my head, it is hard to pick because I really tried to enjoy everything that I worked on. I think this was the only project that really caused me a lot of stress. So I would say if I had to pick two favorites, it would be my Advent socks and my Multnomah Falls hat, which is a cable knit hat, which I actually forgot to grab, but I do have that on my Ravelry. I definitely enjoyed those the most. I also did something fun in 2022, and I saved all of my ends from all of my projects. So they're all here in this jar, and it's just really fun to look back at and see these, oh yeah, that was my Granny Squares sweater, and oh, that was one of the stockings for the dogs, and that was socks for my dad. It's just fun to look at. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with them. You can see right there on top is the broadleaf scraps. The red is the lifeline that I was using. So that was just really fun to see. I don't know if I'm gonna throw them away. I do know that there's places that you can send these into, and they yarn dyers will respin it or something. Somehow they use it to make tweed yarn. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But yeah, that was fun. I think I'm gonna do that again this year. I've already started a jar from this year because I had ends from when I was winding up my purple yarn. I clipped off those pieces. So I've just saved all of that, and yeah, it's fun to look at. Maybe I'll just save them all forever, and then someday I'll make a puffy blanket that I can stuff. I'll make granny squares and stuff them, and it'll be really warm and cozy. That would be fun. I don't know. We'll see. So I think that was all I had to talk about. Yeah, talked about all my goals. Yeah, that's all that I had notes for. I want to make an effort to do more videos this year, but not just sit down and knit videos. I had a really fun time doing Vlogmas and doing all the vlogging. I really loved showing all the things that I was baking and cooking and time that I was spending in the kitchen. So I think I'm gonna do more videos like that. And then also I wanna do some gardening videos. So I'm getting ready here to get my spring garden going. I know we just got into winter, but I do live in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's not really very wintry here. We have had such nice weather actually for the last week to week and a half, and we've gotten so much rain, and it's been cloudy every day. And this morning when I woke up, it was 45 degrees, and we did get some sun today, and it just felt really nice. So we're getting really great weather. The plants and the garden that I do have going currently are so happy, and I can't wait to get going on my spring garden. So I want to document progress on that, and I'm just going to be doing videos of all of the things that bring me joy, and I hope that if you find interest in some of those, then you'll stick around. And maybe if gardening isn't your thing, you'll just hang out and wait for another sit down and knit video, or maybe I'll do a knitting vlog sort of thing and just kind of see where it goes and not really set any restrictions for myself. And I know like what a niche. I'm not going to be like fit myself into one little niche. I'm going to just share with you all of the things that I love because that sounds like fun to me. I'm liking doing the videos, more of the vloggy style videos though. Sitting down like this is fun too, getting to talk about projects and progress, and yeah, just I like it all. So I want to share that with you guys. So thank you for taking time out of your day to hang out with me today. And I hope that you get to spend some time doing something you enjoy, whether that's cooking, knitting, crocheting, gardening, going for a walk, spending time with your family, whatever it is. I hope you get to do that. And I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful start to your new year. And I will see you next time.